Have you ever said something to your child in frustration and instantly wished you could take it back? Or maybe you've seen your child light up when you spoke words of encouragement. That's the power of words. They don't just fill a moment, they become your child's inner voice. Hi, I'm Stacy, and welcome back to Families with Grace, where Christian moms find encouragement for faith, parenting, and family life. I share real stories, biblical encouragement, and practical tips to help you invite God into your motherhood. Right now, we are going through a series called the Grace-Filled Parenting Study, and we're on week 2. It's completely free, and each week I share encouragement, free printables, and simple steps you can use right away. You can get this week's free printable, Grace-Filled Parenting Phrases, by signing up for the study emails or inside the private Facebook group Christian Moms with Grace. I have links for you all in the description, so you can check that out. So this week, we're talking about speaking life over your children, which is incredibly important. I have a link for the entire playlist in the description that you can use to find any videos that you've missed from this series as well, because you want to check them all out. So let's dive in. Each year, when testing season rolls around, my heart sinks. My son has dyslexia, and those tests are incredibly stressful for him. Over the years and moments of struggle, I've heard him say things like, "I'm so stupid. I'm just not good at this." Those words did not come from us, but somewhere along the way, frustration and difficulty planted those seeds. And hearing him say it reminds me how deeply words can wound, even when they're whispered to ourselves. And in just a second, I'll share the opposite, a moment with my daughter that shows what happens when seeds of encouragement take root, because both our positive and negative words stay with our children. Not long ago, my 15-year-old daughter and I were shopping, and she was standing in front of a mirror. She looked at herself, and she smiled, and she said, "I'm so pretty." And my heart just about burst. Not because I want her identity wrapped in appearance, but because for years I've spoken over her, "You're beautiful inside and out. You are loved. You are valuable." And in that moment, I saw the fruit of those words taking root. She believed them for herself. She was living with those words in her head. 2 different kids, 2 different stories, both a reminder that words have power. And of all the words, God's word is, of course, the most powerful. So I want to take a look at reminders the Bible has for us about the power of words. Proverbs 18:21 says, "The tongue has the power of life and death." Life words sound like, "I'm proud of you. God made you on purpose." Death words sound more like, "You'll never get this right. You're really bad at everything." And then Ephesians 4:29 says, "Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs." I love that phrase, according to their needs, because every child needs something different in how we speak to them, and sometimes something different depending on the day or season of life in which they are. Then we also want to look at Numbers 6:24-26, which gives us this blessing. "The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you." That's how it starts. Imagine ending the day by speaking that over your children. And stay with me, because in just a minute, I'm going to share 3 practical ways that you can start speaking life over your kids this week. And I even have a free printable with ready-to-use parenting phrases that will help you put it into action even easier. But I have to admit, I don't always get this right. There are plenty of nights I've gone to bed thinking, I should have handled that differently. But I've also seen God show up in my weakness. When I pause for just a moment and invite him in, it could be just whispering a quick prayer of help. I do respond differently. And apologizing to my kids when I've spoken harshly is also powerful. It shows them humility, forgiveness, and that even their mama needs Jesus. It also gives them a good example for what they can do when they make mistakes. So let's talk about how to put this into practice in real life, because that can be challenging in the busyness of mom life. Yet I've got 3 grace-filled ways you can start speaking life this week that are not going to add to your to-do list. First, notice the good. Catch your child doing something kind and say it out loud. "I love how you helped your brother just now." We're often quick to point out when our children do things wrong, yet it's also important to acknowledge when they do them right. I've recently praised a kiddo for something simple like, "I noticed you put your dishes in the dishwasher without being asked." Thanks for doing that. Because that same kiddo had also gotten in trouble for not doing that very thing just the week before. Kids thrive on encouragement. It makes them more likely to repeat that same positive behavior. Second, choose better words. Swap one, "you always," with "I noticed that." For example, instead of saying "you always forget to put your shoes away," try "I noticed you remembered to put your shoes away yesterday. Thanks." That simple shift in wording changes criticism into encouragement. Third, speak blessing. Try reading that number 6 blessing that we talked about earlier over your kids at bedtime. Even if they roll their eyes, it plants truth. You can also do this in small ways by saying things like, "I love to see how God is using you." My daughter, for example, teaches preschool at our church. I try to remind her every couple of months that what she's doing is making a big difference in the lives of those little ones to help build their foundation in faith, and that God is really using her. I've done the same with my son in different ways as well. And then I also have to throw in a bonus fourth thing for you. Don't forget to speak words to yourself that are kind. Instead of saying things, "I'm failing at this," try saying, "I'm the right mom for my kids because God gave them to me." My rule of thumb has been to try and speak to myself as I would speak to someone else. And I'm not always good at it, but I'm working on it. We can say awful and mean things to ourselves, things that we would never say to anyone else. But instead, let's change our inner voices to be more grace-filled, so more grace and love can pour out of us as a result of that attitude shift and the habits we're building. With all of that in mind, I have something for you to reflect on this week. What is one phrase or blessing you want your kids to carry with them into adulthood? It might be something simple like, "You are loved no matter what," or a verse you want to anchor their faith. To help you with this, I created a free printable called Grace-Filled Parenting Phrases. It's full of simple words you can use in the heat of the moment to respond with patience and truth. And if you'd like to go even deeper, the Grace-Filled Parenting Study Journal is available too. It gives you daily prompts, breath prayers, reflection space for each week of the study, and also some affirmation cards for you as a mama. You'll get the free printable when you sign up for the Grace-Filled Parenting Study emails, and you'll also receive my free 7-day devotional for mom. Mama, your words matter. They're shaping your children's hearts in ways you might not even see right now. Your children will remember them long into the future. Let's ask God to help us speak life this week. Also, make sure that you do grab the free printable and devotional by signing up with the link in the description. You'll also be automatically added to the subscription list so you do not miss week 3 of the Grace-Filled Parenting Study and week 4 beyond that as well. Be sure to also join the conversation in the free Facebook group, Christian Moms with Grace. We talk about the study and all sorts of other things. If you missed week 1 or want to catch up on any part of the series, I've linked the Grace-Filled Parenting Study playlist in the description and right here on the screen. That way you can go back and walk through the whole study at your own pace. Thank you so much for being with me this week for week 2. Next week, we're going to talk about discipling your children daily and what that looks like in real life. But for now, remember, Mama, you've got this because God's got you. See you next time.